Hello, and welcome to another episode of Plastic Surgery Unfiltered. I'm your host, Dr. Armando Davila, and I'm joined by my guest host today, Chelsea Ali. How are you doing today?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good. And today we're going to have a special topic, and that is the myth of perfection in plastic surgery. I'm throwing Chelsea for a little loop today because we're going to talk about a little bit about something else as well, but I promise we'll get there in a second. So, Chelsea, I think that plastic surgery, or even let's just broaden it to the world of aesthetics in general. To me, aesthetics is not the idea of the pursuit of perfection. That perfection is like a static state of being. It's like brittle. It doesn't breathe or age. It doesn't evolve. And that's something that happens with real people. And so we've talked a little bit about of Eastern philosophies on the podcast, and one of them is Wabi Sabi that I want to talk about today.
Yeah.
And the idea that Wabi Sabi embraces the concept of imperfection in life,
Yes.
and how that shows up in everything we do. How about you start there? Like when you have a client or a patient come to you and you start kind of exploring with them their goals and needs, like how does that philosophy kind of come in for you?
So when someone is in my treatment room, like the first thing I want to do is level with them and meet them where they are and hold a very safe space for that person. So, they're vulnerable, and I want to give them a safe space to be vulnerable. Within that container, then it's like my next move to just give the energy of love to that person, so that as they're sharing their, deep insecurities with me, or things that they want to change about themselves or work on or achieve, I meet those things with love, and I greet those things with love and acceptance. And that is like, I think, the very beginning of infusing this philosophy of Wabi Sabi into our practice is first acceptance and, pointing out all the beautiful things about that person as well, and meeting them in that space. So I think it begins with love and acceptance and creating safety.
Yeah, I think that ties in with one of the things I think that Wabi Sabi focuses a lot is the authentic self, right?
Yeah.
And I think that that's one of these challenges that is really fought in social media, or when you think about plastic surgery, and this idea, we've talked about this before, that plastic surgery is somehow inauthentic, right? One of the things I see a lot is, someone, so-and-so celebrity, fights back on plastic surgery. And I go, okay, well, there's a comment that's like, oh, why can't you just age gracefully?
Yeah.
Like, that's fine, right?
Always.
Always that kind of counter. And it's like, one of the things I think, especially coming from the medical side of things is, no one goes like, well, your heart, you just let your heart age gracefully. Just let your liver age gracefully. Just let your kidneys age gracefully. Like, we all do things to, help those organs and help that part of our bodies live, right? And one of the organs that people forget about is the skin.
Yes.
Again, for medical facts, the skin is our largest organ. It contains more cellular material and immune modulators than any other organ in the body. It consumes a massive amount of energy, and just third to the brain and the heart. And derangements of the skin can be quite lethal. Melanoma, which starts off as a dot, can stay a dot and kill someone, right?
Yeah.
And so there's this incredibly important organ, and more importantly, we don't see people's hearts, we don't see people's livers, but we convey emotion, feeling to the world through our skin, interestingly. I'm sure you had patients who come in and they go, God, I feel so tired today. And right, you can see that on them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I like to, educate my patients too. Like, when we're caring for your skin, like, learning to look at that in a different way. Like you said, and your skin is a direct reflection of what is in your blood, which is a direct reflection of what is in your liver. And all of that ties back in to the mind and your emotions. And so like kind of where my next step to go with patients is empowerment. Because if you think about how you feel and the things you think when you're disempowered, you have like higher stress chemicals, you're, more depressed. That creates all different hormones and chemicals in the body that then go into your blood. It affects your entire body. Your thoughts affect your entire body and your body systems. And then those are reflected in the skin. So it's not vanity. This is the care for the whole person.
Yes. And I think what's interesting is that, we as physicians will often look at markers of sort of health, right? Mm-hmm. Like I remember when I was on my ophthalmology rotation in my residencies, one of the things I loved about doing the eye exam and looking at the back of the eye, the retina, is the ophthalmologist would say, did you know that this is the only place in the body that you can literally see the brain? Like you're looking at the retina and the nerve that comes into the eye, and that is a direct nerve that comes right off the brain. Yeah. So it is direct evidence of health of the brain when you look into the eye, right? Like how metaphorical and beautiful is that, right? And I think of the skin that way too. It's like how many people come in and like they're like, I look tired. I have these eye bags. I have this thing. I slept awful. It's like a direct reflection of their energy level. And so it's diagnostic, I think, oftentimes.
Yeah. You can really treat somebody and figure out where to meet them and what they need just by caring for their skin and just by having that contact and that looking at their skin closely. Yeah, I mean,
and even rheumatologists know this very well, right? A lot of conditions that are pro-inflammatory, a lot of conditions that are autoimmune, they present themselves in the skin before they do anywhere else. And so I think it's really important to consider the skin as a global marker of health, and patients should really pay attention to it. Mm-hmm. Now, likewise, we talked about kind of the energy that is reflected through our skin. And so I think one of the things we've wanted to do here and how it's reflected, Wabi Sabi and those principles are what we call experiences at the office. Can you kind of explain? You've been working on these a lot, so.
Yeah. So we've been curating this new thing called the experience. And this is it's a type of treatment. When a patient comes in, we want them to choose what they need that day. And you can choose from 4 experiences. There's grounding, calming, clarity, and energize. The purpose behind this is to empower the patient. We live in a world where we're inundated with choices, actually. And, we talked a little bit about this last night. There's too much choice, but it's like pick from a menu, like buy something, pick what you want to buy. This type of choice is different. This type of choice is meant to empower the person and give meaning to their day and personalize their experience. So say you're coming in for a red carpet peel with me. You're going to have the option to choose how you want the tone of that treatment and the rest of your day to go. So if you need grounding, you're up in your head, you're way in your thoughts, we have a special essential oil blend to help bring you back into a grounded place. And so that is applied at the beginning of your treatment. You get to breathe deeply. We do some deep breathing. You get into that grounded space. You get to smell those beautiful aromas for the rest of your treatment. And then when you come out, you're met with a custom blended tea meant to ground you. And in that specific tea, we have burdock root and ginger root, both of which help to ground you by bringing a little more blood flow to the gut, which is warming and balancing and really gets you more into like a grounded state. And it works very well. We've
It
been
works
testing
very
it out on everyone in the office, and they're like, this tea has like really leveled me
Brought
out.
me in.
And it's soothing.
And I think we mentioned, you didn't mention, but I think we're doing, I think the goal was to have all sensory components. So
Yes.
the sounds are also going to be
Yes.
important. So we've customized all the treatment rooms with like acoustic kind of elements that also create a grounding in this case, or
Yes.
whatever it is, the experience that you're trying
Yes.
to choose. And so the goal when I came with the vision for this to you and you started to evolve it, was that this should really be a multi-sensory experience. You should have your smell engaged. You should have, obviously there's touch engaged
Yes.
already in most of the treatments, that we have sound engaged, that we have taste engaged, and then, sight is a little bit more challenging, but we do have, the red light therapies and other things that have some like light elements in it. So, and then obviously the relaxation room itself, which is very visually sort of calming,
aesthetically pleasing. Yes.
full of, Eastern elements.
Yeah.
So it's all kind of linked together. I think that, and we can go over a few of the other ones too. I think the others are...
So there's grounding and then there's calming. And like the difference between those two is like, grounding I think of as like, okay, when you're up in your head, you're way in your thoughts, you're flying off the handle. Maybe you had an insane day. You might think you want to be calm, and you may also need to be calm, but who doesn't? But grounding is different. So that it gets you back into your body. It gets you back, your feet back into the earth. Calming is a little bit different. I like to kind of distinguish the two. Calming is like you have a racing heart. Grounding, like if you need grounding, you're in your head. If you need calming, your heart is racing. So, we have a different essential oil blend for that and a tea blend that goes along with that. That tea blend has a little bit of chamomile and lemon balm. Both of those are really good for anxiety. Anxiety can also affect the stomach. So those two are also very soothing on the stomach. Our Energize blend is like more of a citrus essential oil blend, and it's very uplifting. And the tea that goes along with that one is a beautiful gunpowder green with ashwagandha. So it's going to energize you, but we all love ashwagandha. It's everywhere. That's an adaptogen. An adaptogen levels you out. They promote homeostasis in the body. So an adaptogen is not going to bring you up or down. So it really balances out that green tea. And then the last one is clarity. So you're coming in with brain fog. Maybe you're not sleeping well. You're foggy, or maybe you just can't make a decision about something.
This is my favorite.
Yeah.
I always can't make decisions.
So you're going to come to me for clarity. And we have a beautiful peppermint and holy basil tea. So the peppermint, it gives clarity in the literal sense too by opening up the sinuses. You almost like feel it behind your eyes. It's like this reveal. Once you take a sip of that, it's like, I can see now. And then the holy basil, also known as Tulsi herb, is really good for, opening that third eye. It's a very sacred herb, and it's very special. So you can get clarity immediately with this kind of physical opening of the sinuses and breathing more deeply. And then, maybe in your dreams that night, you'll be brought some clarity with that Tulsi herb.
Yeah.
So
and then I think one of the nice things too is all the teas were custom blended by you, by the way. It's not each herb, and we custom blended it. And then we have even one other custom thing we've done is the kintsugi scar oil. And that's been really exciting to kind of work with you on that and the design. And for people who, I don't remember if we've talked about this before, but kintsugi is like the idea of it's golden joinery, right? So again, embracing concepts of Wabi Sabi, beauty and imperfection. A lot of what I do, right, puts scars on people. And there's always this sort of balance that I have to make between deciding whether the I call it the juice is worth the squeeze. Is it
Yeah.
worth to put these scars on someone in the pursuit of particular treatment or improvement? Because all medicine can have a degree of harm. And so I thought that the concept of kintsugi was very beautiful here, where we take a pot that's broken, a piece of ceramic that's broken, and the Japanese would use gold to essentially, and a resin from the poison ivy, and to put it together. And I thought that was such a
So
perfect
cool.
metaphor, right? That
It is.
they were using this sort of thing that is actually quite poisonous. It's harmful, but at the end kind of creates this more beautiful object from where it started. And so the kintsugi oil, when we decided to work on it, is the idea of helping these scars mature, and they will always be there.
Yes.
But help them be a reflection of beauty in the way that the golden joinery is.
Yes.
So tell me about a little bit about our final formulation there.
Yeah, so that kintsugi scar oil was really meaningful to work on because, we're helping people love their bodies again. So like you said, you're going to have some scars, and a lot of people may not be taught how to love and care for their scars once they have them. And so we created the kintsugi oil and then a ritual card that tells you how to use it and invites you to make it a self-care ritual, not just like, oh, I want this scar to go away, I'm going to put this stuff on it and hopefully it goes away and I never see it again. Instead, you're going to use this oil, you're going to breathe deeply, you're going to massage, the oil into the scar, and you're going to think about the choices you made that led to that scar, and you're going to hold space and love your skin again. And those scars, you said this, those scars are a reminder of, the children that you brought forth into the world, that you've nourished, the choice you made to feel good in your body again, the excess skin that you no longer carry, like the excess weight that you are no longer burdened by. That's what those scars should be a beautiful reminder of. So about the formula, we have some beautiful essential oils in this formula, lots of vitamin E, lots of antioxidant, pomegranate seed oil. We have yarrow essential oil, which is a flower, and that has been shown to really aid in tissue regeneration. We have frankincense, which is just wonderful for healing, and myrrh as well, myrrh is another resin just like frankincense in that it's actually antimicrobial. It has lots of beautiful properties and it smells wonderful too. It's a beautiful oil. It has this really cool blue color because of how the yarrow and the pomegranate oil, something about how they're extracted. It's blue.
Yeah.
So it's just a beautiful creation. And I love that we are starting to bring more curated custom things from us to people, because these products are things that we made for a purpose, and there's so much intention put into these, and it's our own thing that we're bringing to people, so it's very different.
Yeah, I also love that we're able to know exactly what is in these products.
Yes.
I feel that there is a huge challenge in the industry. We're very, for all our patients, who are watching, we're very, very selective as to who our vendors are and who we work with at this practice. I remember when I kind of took over, there'd be a vendor in here every week, hawking their whatever was on the internet this 24 hours. And we've made it kind of quite restrictive, where I really want the people who come into the office to kind of give us information, let us know about their products. We make them kind of complete a questionnaire and let us know. And I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I was surprised as how many of them have no idea what is actually in their products, what preservatives are in them, how they're being used. There's very little knowledge about the science behind it. And it's really just sort of this is the tagline. And so I'm really excited that we've been able to do that. Now, obviously, we still partner with SkinCeuticals, which we really love because they're very, very transparent about their ingredients list, about every component they have in there. And again, a lot of their products do have a blend of sort of more medical or chemical or synthetics, which they've studied, but they also blend them with natural objects,
lots of botanicals.
A lot of botanicals and natural elements and oils. And so it's this, again, skin beauty through science and an understanding of where these things come from. I just thought about something, right? So our scar oil has frankincense, has myrrh, and it's called kintsugi, which is gold. I know, it feels so appropriate for the holidays
It's a
and
holiday.
the nativity.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah,
that's great.
Okay, just in time for the holidays, we have our three wise men blend, I guess.
That.
I'm really excited about kind of bringing these things to people. I think that what I'd like our practice to keep doing is working to help people understand the way we approach plastic surgery or aesthetics. I think that the media loves to create this divisive narrative that this is something that promotes vanity or artificiality, and it's all about like symmetry and having no pores and all looking the same. I mean, this is very classic. Kristen, after our dinner, right, yesterday, she goes and she's like, gosh, it was so awesome to look around the room and how every single person in the office is so beautiful in their own unique way, like there's so many offices you see and so many places you go to, everyone looks like this exact same thing. And I take a lot of pride in that we don't do that here, and so I think patients have been told a lot of times that they should want perfection because that's what supposedly the beauty industry has been motivating. And to me, none of the things that we're doing here are about perfection. They're about harmony, external and internal.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then tell me a little bit about now we have also things that people can take home.
Oh, we do. Yes.
Which is an important component of it too, because now I'm all clear. And then I go back to my work and I'm like, oh gosh, I'm not clear anymore. It's going to mess it up.
How do I embody this experience through the rest of the day? So we have partnered with doTERRA, and we have some supplemental products that coincide with each experience that you may choose to take home with you. To carry throughout the day. So there is like a cellular energy supplement if you choose your energizing experience that day. We have a adaptive calming supplement that goes with the calming experience. The clarity experience has these beautiful peppermint beads. Everybody loves it. Literally gives you a burst of clarity. And that's like, it's great clearing you mentally. It's just peppermint oil in a little beadlet. But it really clears your sinuses if you need that. And the grounding. This one is my favorite. It's this frankincense stick, and it has another type of wood in it. And you can use this stick. It's like a balm stick. You can use it on your skin. I mean, obviously, you're going to use it on your skin. You could use it on your face, or you could use it on like achy joints or certain pulse points to get you just like feeling back grounded again. But it's got like beautiful skincare benefits, but it does like a lot more than that. So,
the beads are, obviously I mentioned I love the clarity experience, and what I love about the feeling of the beads or anything you kind of take home with you is that it calls you back to when you were in that state here in the office. And that's such a powerful sensory experience. And that is another reason why I really wanted to engage all the senses when I came to you with this vision, because our senses produce such powerful memories and have so much control over the rest of our body that I felt it was really important to have a callback. We mentioned it twice now, and we didn't tell anyone what we did yesterday. So yesterday we went to this restaurant called One, and it's if anyone had been to Spork recently, in the last year, Spork was a farm-to-table restaurant here in Pittsburgh. and they have kind of readapted the restaurant or reimagined the restaurant as this singular experience they're calling One by Spork. And if you haven't been there, I I cannot recommend it enough.
It was pure magic.
It's a 16-seat table that you all sit in kind of a communal style in a circle, but they embody a lot of the things that we believe in this office about kind of the unity of the experience. And, they send you home with stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And again, why do they send you home? They send you home, as they said, because they want you to, they have your menu. They can tell you what you ate. It's a reminder and a callback to that moment where you were surrounded by friends, surrounded by your team. And I love that. And we're trying to do that too with our little callbacks.
It was so beautiful. And how they operated as a team, like there was no front end, no back end. Everybody was working in unity and in harmony. And everything they present to you is so meticulously curated. There's a purpose behind every ingredient. And that really reminded me so much of what we're doing here with the experience and formulating our products. And everything is in there for a purpose. And here's what it does for you. And here's how it, enhances these senses. And it was just, it made each bite meaningful. And it was so cool to see another team, another business in Pittsburgh operating that same way that we do.
The philosophies inspiring. We believe, I wanted to go back to kind of wrap up about the concept of choice, and one of the things that happened at the restaurant were the very first thing they start with is saying, this is an experience, a dining experience that is devoid of choice. Mm-hmm. We are going to choose all the meals for you. Mm-hmm. And they give us like a few choices at the beginning, alcoholic versus non-alcoholic pairings, and then still versus sparkling water. Mm-hmm. And I think that is another big thing that has sort of permeated in the industry in a kind of weird way. Mm-hmm. I think the end consumer or the patient or the client has gotten this perception that somehow having all this choice somehow ultimately creates a better experience or better result for them. And while I believe very highly in my patient's autonomy and their ability to choose and choose how they present themselves or come to us, once I have an idea of where I'm meeting them at, that is where I love for them to kind of let go a little bit. And trust. Yeah. Because if you really never get to have that full experience if you're just kind of like saying, well, I don't making like
decisions
peas
every second.
It's too many decisions.
Decision fatigue.
Yeah, decision
fatigue.
fatigue.
We all have it, yeah.
And so I think we've coincidentally replicated that as well with here. It's like we're going to give people this additional choice, but it is actually meant to sort of free you from some of the other decisions that we're going to make for you.
Yeah, these are choices that empower you, not ones that drain you, and they're meaningful. Yeah.
So I think that this continues and I'd love to have, as we develop more things, additional philosophies, additional things that we're going to integrate with our kind of Eastern philosophies as we continue to evolve them. So I want to thank you again for coming on and telling everyone. Much. Is there anything else you wanted to introduce?
This is very exciting.
I know, very exciting. So we're going to be introducing that, I think, in the coming year here.
Yep, in the new year.
And thanks everyone again for joining us. As always, I'm Dr. Davila, your host, and this is Chelsea, our licensed esthetician. And thank you again.
Thank you.